Hello everybody, today we will be going over volume. So yesterday we went over surface area, that's like wrapping a gift, it's the area of all the surfaces. And so volume is a measurement of the amount of space inside of a three-dimensional shape, and it's measured using cubes. And so if we see here this rectangular prism, if we were to count all of these cubes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, every single one in this whole cube, that's volume. So it's kind of like you're filling it up. It's kind of like area, except the three-dimensional version. And so how do we count the area of a two-dimensional shape? With squares, and that's why the units are centimeters squared or square centimeters. Whereas three-dimensional shapes, how do we count the volume of a 3D shape, like we just talked about up here? It's counted using cubes, like little sugar cubes. And so the units, as a result of that, are centimeters cubed, so that's a little 3, or cubic centimeters. And so just like with area, we have equations to help us count the number of squares inside, because it's not always going to come out to a nice number. So why is it that why is it the number of cubes, and why is the equation area of the base times the height? And so this equation will be given to you, we just have to know how to use it. Okay, and so this equation has to be adapted to the different kinds of shapes. You'll see what I mean on the next page. The base is different for each shape. Okay, and so this is just a conceptual understanding. Why is the equation area of the base times the height? Okay, so this area of the base part, that's as if we found the area in this bottom layer, right? So if it's 6 across 4, 6 times 4 is 24. Or if we counted, there'd be 24 here, right? So that's the area of the base part. And then we're multiplying it by the height. The height here would be 8. That's just like stacking 8 on top. Right, and so all of these, we have to find the area of the base, which is going to be the bottom shape. In this case, it's a rectangle, 24. Then we multiply it by the height to get the entire thing. And so here's example number 1. So this looks almost exactly like the, I think it is the same exact rectangle that we did the other day. But before we found surface area, when we found surface area, we just remembered it was area of all the surfaces, right? And we kind of like made this equation in our head. Right, it's like found the area 1 rectangle multiplied by 2, found another area of another rectangle multiplied by 2, and then found the third one multiplied by 2. And so the volume will always be given to you, right? So we have to know how to use this equation, right? And so, like I said, every shape has a different shape base, and so in this case, the base is going to be a rectangle base bottom. Okay, and so that means with this equation, we have to find the area of the base, and in this case, it's a rectangle. What's the equation for area of a rectangle? Base times height, right? So we're going to do base times height, or length times width, of just this bottom rectangle, and then we're going to multiply it by the 2. This is going to be your height. So the height is going up and down, the base is the bottom portion. So let's get the area of the rectangle. 4 times 3, right? That comes from this area of the base part right there, 4 times 3, and then the height, that is going to be 2, right? And so we can show the work one at a time, or we can show both. 4 times 3 is 12, so that's going to be the rectangle, and we're going to multiply that by 2. 12 times 2 gives us 24 units cubed. So if we were to count the number of cubes inside of this shape, there would be 24 of them. Here we have a triangular prism. Your base for this one will always be the rectangle. So that means when we're adapting this equation, area of the base times the height, the area of the base this time is going to be area of the triangle, right? So the area of a triangle, base times height over 2, right? So base times height over 2, we can adapt it. You can show this step if you want, or you can just find it and then write the number there. And then the height this time is going to be, it's always going to be the line that goes out of the base, and so our height is going to be the 7, right? So this height right here is going to be 7, right? So let's find the area of the triangle. You guys know how to do that. 4 times 3, 4 times 3, divide 2, right? And that gives us 6, so that's the area of the triangle, and then we multiply that by 7, which gives us an answer of 42. Let's say these are feet cubed. Right, and so in this instance, this 5 was never used. Last one, so here we have a cylinder. The area of the base this time is a circle. And so the area of a circle, pi times radius squared, we have right here. And our height is going to be the line that goes straight out from the base, which is going to be 10. So we get pi times 4 squared, and then the height that we're going to plug in is 10. So we multiply all these through. 4 squared is 16, multiply 10 is 160 pi inches cubed, or we can use 3.14. 160 multiplied 3.14 is 502.4 inches cubed. Listening.